Hey, I'm the Space Case, and welcome to Tunes for a Boost presents Mental Health and Crafts. Today, I got a couple things from the dollar store. That's going to be more storage for my growing craft supply collection. So, I have this board. I think it is a 10 by 10, and I'm going to paint it black. I haven't fully figured out what I'm doing with it yet. I think it's going to be a saying from a song, but stay tuned to see which song that's from. But yes, I'm going to paint it black. There's going to be a galaxy theme to it, probably. We'll see. I don't know yet. But those are just some of the ideas that I have so far. And then I got the spice rack, which is going to be a paint stand instead. But I want it to match the aesthetic of the other craft supply storage that I've been buying from the dollar store and painting as part of the series. So this is probably going to be a galaxy theme too, but I'm going to just paint them black for now, and that'll be part 1, and then we'll come back later for part 2. So, as always, hitting the shuffle. And shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Something that really caught me off guard on my healing journey was how much of a difference a little rest made.
I'm going to use a foam brush because I like how it goes on the wood with that. I'm just checking to see which way the grain goes, just to make sure it'll go on nice. I'm not going to bother sanding it though.
I've mentioned before how I was in pretty rough shape mentally, physically, and emotionally pre-pandemic. I had never truly realized the level of exhaustion it had gotten to, or how my mental state was more of a reaction to multiple factors in my life at the time.
Oh wait, I didn't even put on my smock. Smock up, bitches!
I always just thought I wasn't properly equipped to handle certain situations.
I don't want to get black paint all over me.
Because of my mental health struggles. Although I could recognize the way I was living at the time wasn't as healthy as it could be, I didn't know how much of an impact the entirety of my situation and surroundings had on me. Until I was plucked firmly out of them and allowed to be in my own element with my 125-pound personal support beast, in stretchy pants with total control of the thermostat, laid off from one job but was still fortunate enough to be working at the other. And I'm so grateful for that part because it changed my life.
Actually, I'm going to do the sides because I'm learning after the front dries. So we won't worry about that yet.
It took me 10 months of evening naps, sleeping away most of the weekends, eating like a pig, being a total slob, and doing a whole lot of fuck all before I even started to feel like a normal human being again.
Okay, going to switch to brush.
I had been blind to the fact that I had been a total zombie for years.
Hope I have enough.
Not because that's just how I am, because I was just fucking tired. Eventually, I was able to go back to my part-time job, and I tried to work it the same way I did before. Take all the shifts I can. I did set boundaries on taking double shifts, and I swore I'd only work 2 weekends a month, but I also really like buying stuff and would usually cave.
The best Black Eyed Peas song there is. Fight me on it.
When I first went back, I was in what I believed to be a pretty good mental state, but I was having a harder time recovering from rotating shifts and maybe 3 days off a month. I was slipping again and I knew it, and shortly after that, I went through 4 events that I found to be quite traumatic in succession, each about 2 months apart, and then I started to spiral. The best thing I did was go back to therapy, where after months of debate, I ultimately decided to stick to one job, since I wasn't doing particularly well at either during this time.
Love Loud Luxury. I saw them live a couple years ago. So good. So good.
Both jobs were entirely different worlds, and I had been straddling the line for a long time. My body and mind were not going to be able to continue like that, so I took a risk and I decided to prioritize my mental health and well being and the path that I enjoyed the most. The funny thing is, I was only able to recognize the PTSD symptoms in myself because of my previous mental health struggles. I wasn't giving myself the time to process everything. I wasn't sleeping well, not eating right, so many things. I knew I would only get worse until I gave myself the time and grace to implement those, and I wasn't getting that in my situation at the time. I had done shift work for so long. For years, I was only able to sleep in 4 hour chunks. I would be wide awake in the middle of the night, which is why I was so heavy on evening naps.
Okay, and because of that took forever, I'm going to do another coat on this.
Eventually, as I settled into my new routine, now I sleep 7 or 8 hours a night regularly, and oh my god, it's great. Since I've started sleeping better, I've had much more energy, I'm more productive, and the dam that's been containing all of my creativity since I graduated college just busted wide open. And once I got rested, I was able to clear my mind, which made space for new ideas, perspectives, and situations to just flow in. For a long time, I thought I was missing something. I just assumed it was a partner I lacked because, for the most part, that was really the only thing I felt that I didn't have. But it wasn't that. Finding my way back to my creativity felt like I had rediscovered myself in a healthy, productive way. My life is far from perfect, but I'm trying to make the most of the cards I've been dealt and to share what I do have. I didn't get to record the sponging part of this, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm definitely going to do this technique again. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to see what I do next time, and until then, keep the peace and keep rocking on.